Well, this building behind us is the Huntington Art Gallery. In Mr. Huntington's lifetime, though, he called it home. This was the original residence of Henry Huntington and his wife Arabella Huntington, who founded this institution. But today, it's where the European art collection is displayed. So some of the most famous works in our collection are here, including Gainsborough's portrait of the Blue Boy, which is world-renowned, and Thomas Lawrence's Pinky, which is also very famous. And there are many other works on display there, and it is a great place to spend some time exploring British art.
와우. 여러분, 구경을 한번 해보러 가죠. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, there's the blue boy.
There you see it. That's it.
여기가 실제 살았던 집이잖아요. 600에이커가 넘었대요. 이게 이런 데코레이션 같은 다 인테리어도 다 굉장히 전세시도
This is our host.
오, 헌팅턴.
Yeah. This is our host, Henry Huntington. I thought he was a very good-looking man. And certainly had good taste.
아니 왜 영화 같은 거 보면은 쭉 복도에 쭉 이런 그림들이 걸려 있잖아요. 초등학생이 그때 그 조상들부터 쫙. 이야.
이게 실제 정말 살았던 집이라서 구조가 다 이렇게 돼 있구나.
Almost all of the paintings here were acquired by Mr. Huntington during his lifetime because paintings like this don't come on the market very much anymore. But a lot of British aristocrats were feeling a pinch in the early 1900s and needing cash. So a lot of these masterpieces from great British collections that had been displayed in private homes left England and came to America, where wealthy men like Huntington gave them a new home. This space was not original to the home, but it was created just to be able to display them like this. They were originally displayed in other rooms, but
제일 유명한 그림이 저기 있네. 블루 보이.
a lot of people think that Blue Boy and Pinky were painted by the same artist as kind of a pair, but they have no connection to each other at all, other than the fact that they're here. So I think they were both acquired in the early 1920s, and I think that's when they started to be kind of seen as Pinky and Blue Boy instead of two separate works. And they've been reproduced a lot together, like on playing cards and cookie tins and posters. But they don't have any real connection.
Not same painter.
No. And they were painted about 25 years apart, so same period, but not quite identical. And interestingly, the Blue Boy is dressed in a costume from another time period. These would not be the clothes he actually wore in his real life. That was painted around 1770, and he's wearing clothes from about 100 years earlier. So he's dressed up in a costume intentionally to pose in kind of an aristocratic, princely pose. And he was actually the son of a hardware merchant, so he was kind of a middle-class lad dressed up as an aristocrat. So I think that's a very interesting little detail about that painting. Well, it's just extremely well known. When it was purchased in 1921, I think it was, it created quite a stir in England because one of their Gainsboroughs was leaving the country and going out to the Wild West of California. So I think it just got a lot of publicity at that time and has just been, I think, reproduced a lot so that it's easily recognizable and people know it. As part of a conservation study in the 1990s, this painting was x-rayed to have a look at the condition of the paint and what was under it. And they discovered what there's a photograph of here. A dog had originally been in the bottom corner of the painting.
Wow.
And the artist had decided to take it out. He said, no, that's not working out. and he put like foliage and rocks there to kind of cover the brushwork. But when they x-rayed it, because there's so much white, there's lead in white paint, it shows up on the x-ray.
우와, 이거 정말 신기하다.
And you really can't see it.
야, 이게 걔가 어디 갔지?
So even great artists sometimes change their mind in the middle of a painting
Right. But
and make major alterations in the composition.
아니 덧칠했다고 생각해도 되는데 이게 있네. 머리 특이하다.
I think the dog would have really stolen the show. That's probably why he had to come out. Too cute.
여기 뭐 어떤 이유에서인지 모르겠지만 되게 유명한 블루보이가 있잖아요. 사람들이 생각하는 게 이 대각선에 There's Pinky 아주 예쁜 소녀가 있어요. 그래서 둘이 뭔가 연관이 있는지 그렇게 막 얘기를 하는데 아무런 관계가 없대요. 같은 시대에 만들어진 작품.
Yeah, see, I think he really works in this one, and Gainsborough was right to take him out of the other one. These two were husband and wife, and they were embroiled in a very bad marital breakup. She was having an affair with somebody, several somebodies. And I always think it's so funny how they almost appear to be kind of glaring at each other across eternity there. These portraits were done, I think, when their marriage was young and they were still happy, but they had a lot of rocky days ahead. And looking at these two always kind of makes me smile.
They fight each other? 부부래요. 근데 배우를 어떻게 했느냐에 따라서 다르잖아요. 약간 신경전을 하고 있는 거죠.
Very nasty divorce. This is a stained glass window designed by Edward Burne-Jones for William Morris, who was the big arts and crafts designer in England in the late 1800s. And this was a gift that was donated to us. The entire stained glass window was originally installed in a church in England. And we created this wonderful installation for it here, where it's lit from the back. And it shows the virtues, humility, generosity, charity, truth, and so forth, all in these wonderful figures. It's quite lovely.
헌팅턴 라이브러리의 그 박물관, 아까 보셨던 이런 그 아트 갤러리 외에도 12개의 다른 팀에 가든 그 정원입니다. 얼마나 부자였던 거예요. 난 조금만 텃밭이라도 하나 있었으면 좋겠다.
Don't get too close to them. They really don't like it.
Bye.
Yeah, they will. Not encourage people to. This area was all orchards originally, this lawn here, these pale blue agaves.
이건 진짜 예술 작품 같아, 예술 작품.
아기자기하게 잘 만들어 놓은 것 같아요.
태어나 처음 보는 게 되게 많구나.
It's beautiful. We just had lunch at the Rose Garden Tea Room.
From the San Diego Zoo has been coming down and cutting some bamboo here that they take back to feed the pandas at the San Diego Zoo. They get bamboo here and from some other sources, in addition to growing some of their own.